Hello everyone and welcome to the Chinese Grand Prix. I qualified in 7th place I think for this race. Not that good of a qualifying. I've won here in the past, so I've had some success in China and we are ready for the TGP race here. And going into the race, I thought that I could pull off a strong result. I felt that I didn't achieve the most I could in qualifying. But of course, we've got the typical front runners at the front of the grid. I'm sorry if for the people who actually drive in TGP that this is quite a long time after the race actually happened. But, you know, I've been busy. And I was going to roll this together with Bahrain, but I had quite a lot of highlights from this as Kel was disconnected before he even started. So we've got the lights going out now. And I have the start over Arte, and I'm going down to inside. He's giving me very little room, which I can perfectly expect him to do. My food's had quite a bad start, but I see a gap here. I'm driving through it, then Arte steams up my inside. That pushes me a little bit wide into the Red Bull, and yeah, I go into a spin. And then I'm just caught in the collateral because I'm across the track, so I can't expect any of the back markers, or no, actually not back markers, they're just the people at the back knocking me, not knocking me out of the way because I was in a place where they would have. And then I make a stupid spin afterwards, which was completely my fault and was completely pointless. So now we are at the back with the Lusakev in front. Now Lusakev had some pace in this race, so it was ages before we managed to get there, but he got Drastic Midget in front of us, so that was very cut in there, but we literally just caught up to him, and now I've got him down my inside going along the very, very long straight. Now, of course, China's the next Grand Prix coming up, so this will be fitting. But I'm having to use KERS when I'm halfway down the straight. Not something I usually do, because it means that this braking zone usually get wrong. But Drastic Midget, has he got it wrong? Kind of, but I've accidentally given a little tap because I couldn't turn in any further. Or if I turned out, it would have been catastrophic time-wise. And then I go wide last corner, which I absolutely hate, because there it makes you lift off. As we've got Brandon in the pits, I think he's got a penalty. Actually, no, it's lap 5, so he might not have a penalty, it might just be a pit stop. But you can see the whole pack in front of us now. And Drastic Midget's got some pace around here, so he is right behind me. So we've still got a Lusakev in front, and we've still got quite a group of cars there. So you can see a Lusakev in the Sauber, and Drastic Midget behind me, who looks like he's going to be able to stick onto me into my DRS zone, which is a problem. These long bends, I really like driving them, but of course when you get them wrong, you get them properly wrong. That's the problem. But most people do get it wrong, in all fairness. They take the wrong line, and I usually take advantage from this quite a lot. So I think we've got Ross now in front of us. He's been very impressive, Ross. He's been clean, he's been quick, as Ross has made a mistake. He's on the medium tyre. I'm going to go round his outside. Have I got enough momentum? Looks like I do have enough momentum. Do I get the DRS though? Does he have the DRS? As I'm using all of my KERS because he's opened his DRS. Will he come back at me coming into this hairpin? As I've gone wide in the hairpin and he can't accelerate off the track, and Ross is back past, but I am right behind him, right in his gearbox. I'm looking at a move round the outside, but then I go wide, and that stems some of the tide that is coming at him from me, and as they're ordering me for a pit stop, I'm going to ignore that, which turns out to be the wrong decision later in the race. That's not the point, that's not what we're on about right now. As I take a different line to what he is, he's gone wide. I'm going to go down his inside here, then I'm on his outside for the next corner. I'm going to try and cut to his inside, but there's no space there. And Ross has made a mistake, and we are through. So you can see on lap 8 I've gone like 3 laps after they told me to pit, or 2. And my tyres are a bit worn now. I'm up into 5th place because everyone's pitted behind me, and Ross is, because he's on the medium tyre, he's got less wear, and this is the point where I really lose the back end, and then Ross is passed, and then I'm going to try getting Ross back very quickly using a little bit of KERS. But I've completely worn these tyres down. You can see the tyre degradation on the actual rubber. Got Platinum Impulse behind me. Because as I said before, I haven't pitted yet, so... And these guys have, which is why I've gained so many positions. But I will be in Ross's DRS, I think, because I think I'm good enough braking into this corner. Oh no, but I lose it. I lose it just because I have no rear grip, and of course I'm on the big straight, so Platinum Impulse is just going to go flying past. But I have the DRS, and I'm going to dip straight into his slipstream, and he starts to lag all over the place, which is really distracting when you're trying to battle someone. But he's gone wide, and I've taken the line correctly, and that's P6 for me. But and at this point, I was thinking, should I carry on battling them? And I go, yes, I will. As I cut underneath Platinum Impulse, and he's gotten past, it looks like. But I'm going to, yet again, pump my curves over the finish straight. And I'm going to go down his inside into turn 1. Will it work? I'm up into P3 now as I'm squeezing him on the outside, and Brandon is right there, and Ross has had a spin or a moment. And then on this bit, I really have no grip, and I've gone wide. And Brandon's passed, and then Arte is right beside me, and then Mafusa I decide to really let pass because I realise that I'm pretty boned right now. But then Sam hits me when I lose my rear end. Nothing he could do, nothing I could really do, except for I should have pitted earlier, but DLT goes past and I've lost a lot of time, and I've got Hickey behind me, and you can just see how much I'm struggling with the car, as on the second bend, for the first time I've ever done this, gone into that little gravel trap at the side, and I let Elusive Kev pass, and I think I let Sir Lane pass. Oh no, I don't, I just spin out, which is brilliant work for me. But then, after I've span out, the safety car is deployed, which is really interesting. Deadly Cowpack just flies straight through me. But the safety car deploys, and in this race I wasn't hosting, Mafusa was, and there was quite a bit of lag, and 2 Ferraris ended up getting disqualified because of this period. And now this is after the period. You see I'm in 12th, I've got my new medium tyres on, everything's looking, you know, reasonably okay. And as we've got the Mercedes, who I think hasn't pissed during that stop, and he's gone very, very wide. And I'm looking to go round his outside here, but there's not going to be any space, or is there? Because he's left me space, and it looks like I'm going to get past the Mercedes. Although he's still there, I can't back off. I still can't back off. He's still going to be there, and he goes round my outside, and that was a brilliant move from Platinum Impulse, it has to be said. But I think I'm going to be able to get his DRS if it's 2 laps after. But am I close enough to get near him? I am not. I haven't got the DRS, and that's pretty much it from that race. Oh, Platinum Impulse goes wide. Not much happening, but Tiro Schumacher won the race. His penalties from the safety car glitching out, demoting him to 11th place. So Mafusa won the race, and I finished down in 10th or like 8th, I think, by the end because of penalties. But that's been it from me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.